Hi, welcome to this solo playthrough of Age of Rome. I will be playing against Cassius attack, so I'm setting a game for two players, myself against the AI opponent, Cassius. This can also be played as a solo but also as a co-op gameplay. I'm just going to briefly give you some insight on the rules while I explain and set up the game, and then I'm going to follow with a full session against Cassius. So the first thing that you need to do is you need to set up the game. So you set up the game the same way like you do with some minor modifications. You have the Cassius deck, which has some additional cards. So let me show you those decks. This is the first deck with their Cassius actions, the AI deck, and this is the battle deck from which Cassius gets the targets when placing legions on the areas to be conquered. So basically, Cassius comes with this player aid. They start with all their legions. Cassius doesn't need denarii to build. Cassius always has as many glory points as the player with the most. Cassius always has as many followers as the player with the most. And Cassius has no limit on the number of trade sets they can achieve. These are the different scheme actions. So each time Cassius activates a scheme, you draw a Cassius card and the result dictates what will happen, from all the way from military to religion and scheme. So we're going to see them in a bit. So if you draw a military card from the Cassius deck or a trade, this is for scheme purposes, this is what happens. So if this is the result, what happens is you remove one of your legion figures from Epirus. If it is the rest happens, but I'll come back to this in a sec. I just want to show you also a brief interface where you see all the different buildings and phases, from the event card, the scheme, the building, the actions, the military actions, and the income. And you have some additional things when you remove some cards throughout the course of the game and what happens in the action phase for Cassius. So we're going to come back with this, but this is against what we're playing on a solo mode. So, Cassius attack. When playing Cassius attack solo, you don't compete against other emperors, but instead you have to confront one of the main plotters, Cassius himself. If you're playing solo, your goal is to reach at least 70 glory points at final scoring in order to successfully repel Cassius' attack. To achieve that when you're playing co-op, every player has to reach at least 80 glory points at final scoring. So for the extra components, what we have is we have two decks. We have the Cassius deck, which is this is the back of the Cassius deck, and here are some cards face up from this deck, and the battle deck of Cassius, which is this card with this back, and this is one of the cards face up. I'm going to explain why I have set them up like that in a bit. Now, for setup purposes, you set everything as you would in a normal number of players game, and when the difference is that, for example, when in counts of players +1, so basically this accounts for the AI. So for setup, Cassius does not use a player board, as you see. This is the area of Cassius. He has just the components and the building area. He has 5 votes, 7 legions, and 5 Pantheon pieces from the common one. You use one from a color that you're not playing in the game. Has 2 Foy tokens and 3 scheme markers as well. Cassius doesn't draw quest cards like we do at the beginning of the game, and also what you need to do in order to complete the setup for the solo game, you take 5 Cassius cards, one of each type. This is the deck, so we take one of each type, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So the different Cassius cards that you'll see with the different actions they use for different things in the game. So you take them, you shuffle them, and you make a face down pile to begin. The remaining ones will be left there face up for easy access. Then you take 2 battle cards of Epirus. Let me show you how this is done. Not from this pile, this is a face up. You take the whole deck and you take 2 battle cards from Epirus, 2 from Macedonia, and 3 from Thrace. So you just shuffle them. And without checking them, you remove 2 out of the game, and this is placed as a face-down pile for starting purposes. The remaining cards, both for Cassius deck and for military deck, are left on the left for easy access. But these 2 are the drawing piles respectively, and here are the discard piles for each of those once you play cards. Next, you take the first player marker and you place it on the province in front of you. So let's assume I'm playing Marcus Antonius sitting on this side, and then we also have to assume that the AI Cassius is sitting opposite, so always opposite across me, so it will be sitting there, same like in a 2-player game. Keep also in mind that Cassius has always the same glory points as the first player on the glory track. This is where I'm playing a 2-player game, so if, say, at any given time I have 8 glory points, that means that Cassius also has 8 glory points as well. Cassius has as many followers as the player with the most followers. I start the game with 1 follower. I'm the only player in this solo mode, so we assume that he also has 1 follower, even though he doesn't use them. It's for action purposes, etc. Then Cassius has no denarii, no money. This is my money, I'm just having them on the side for easy access, but Cassius has no denarii at all in his possession. You will need to remember these when an event card provides a benefit or applies a penalty according to the number of glory points, followers or denarii for resolving the card purposes. So playing the solo, you draw an event card, and if you fulfill its condition, you take the benefits it provides. If Cassius fulfills the condition, he doesn't earn any benefit, he only stops you from taking it. If the event card is negative, both you and Cassius suffer the penalty. And then you turn the first player marker to the direction that the arrow on the face-up event card indicates, like we do in the normal game, but in this case we're only 2 players, so it will be back and forth between us. For the scheme phase, of course, we skip this at the first round, same like we do with the normal game. Schemes are activated as normal, and let me show you again Cassius play raid. Schemes are activated as normal, and Cassius always activates a scheme if it is set on the province that comes in front of the player, in front of me. Cassius can activate 5 different schemes, and in order to dictate which one it's been activated, you draw a Cassius card to see what scheme will be activated. So I have to draw one of those cards, open it face up, and then see the result, and whatever the result is, it will dictate what type of scheme Cassius will perform. If it is a military, the first one, as you can see here, then you remove one of your legion figures from Epirus. If there isn't any, then you remove it from Thrace, and lastly from Macedonia. If it is politics, you remove one of your votes, the one closest to the bottom. If it is trade, you randomly discard one of your trade cards, and if it is religion, you remove one of your pantheon pieces from the unfinished level, respectively. For scheme, you lose 1 glory point, and you discard the Cassius card to its discard pile. When one of those scheme effects cannot be applied, you lose 1 glory point instead. And to activate schemes, Cassius must of course pay Foy tokens as normal, and he has unlimited spaces of Foy to receive Foy tokens as well. You can set and activate schemes against Cassius as normal, although if none of your scheme effects can be applied, you simply earn 3 denarii instead as compensation. So again, the back of Cassius player board shows also some useful information. We've seen the event card, we've seen the scheme. Let's see the building phase. So in turn order, as the first player marker indicates, you and Cassius build. You follow the standard rules of building, and in Cassius' turn you simply draw a Cassius card, the one with the purple back, from the pile and place it face up on the discard pile in front of you. Then on the province opposite of yours, you place a building tile of the type dictated by the Cassius card, respectively. So we'll open a card, see what's the result, and depending on the symbol, across me where Cassius is sitting, we're going to build one of those buildings, respectively. No denarii is paid, and province's population disc marker, of course, is increased by 1, like with normal rules. If there is a building tile that has already been built, you place the next upgrade, and if it's not possible, you draw a second Cassius card, meaning if it has been fully upgraded to level 3. If for the second time you cannot place and upgrade the building type, then Cassius' turn ends. Please note that if the Cassius card indicates scheme, you build a farming house. If Cassius build level 3 building, he earns of course the corresponding metal as normal, and he can use its benefit whenever this applies, when you build the level 3 building of any type of building. So, moving to actions. Taking turns, as the first player marker indicates, you place followers following the standard rules and take actions. When you play an action, take its corresponding Cassius card, if there is any left, and place it to the discard pile. So if I take, for example, a trade action, I will take this a trading card if this is available on the open face-up pile. I'll take it, look for it, and then put it there. That means I'm inserting more cards depending on the actions I take into Cassius, so that he can adapt accordingly. This is a really nice mechanic. And in addition, when you take a military action and place a legion in a battle region, you take a corresponding battle region card, if any available, and place it face down on the top of the battle card pile. Means that if I take a military action in Thrace, and then Cassius must prepare to respond to compete in Thrace, so I look for the location from those 3 locations: Macedonia, Epirus, and Thrace. There I take one card and place it face down on top of this card. Means that it's going to be the first one pulled up face up, and this is where Cassius will take action for the military action if his Cassius card dictates that he takes a military action. Keep in mind that Cassius does not place followers. Instead, he takes as many actions as you take by drawing Cassius cards. So let's say I take 3 actions, Cassius will take 3 actions by drawing Cassius cards from his Cassius deck. Same number always. If I increase my followers, he will increase his cards respectively. And on Cassius' turn, I draw a Cassius card from the pile and place it face up on the discard pile, and then perform the action corresponding to the Cassius card. It's that simple. Now, military. For military, you draw a battle card and place a Cassius legion on the battle region that the card indicates. So I will, if there is a military action dictated, I will draw a card from the military deck, see the card, and then I will place one of Cassius' legions. He starts the game with 7 as mentioned before, and I will place it respectively. Then I place this card in front of me so that I can see with the rest, and if all legions are placed, I need to relocate one because he has placed all of his legions on the board on the different provinces. To relocate a legion in Epirus, your first choice is to take one from Macedonia. If there is none, then you take one from Thrace. To relocate a legion in Macedonia, then you take one from Thrace, and if there is none, pass. And to relocate a legion in Thrace, take one from Macedonia, and if there isn't one, you pass. This is very simple. But keep in mind that if you have previously played a military action in one region, then and if you have an available card on that region from the ones set aside, you will pick them up, put them on top of it. That means that Cassius will respond in the same location where you try to add legions, for example. Politics. When Cassius takes a politics action, you place a Cassius vote at the Senate's column in the center. If Cassius succeeds majority by having 3 by placement, 3 consecutive ones, all players move their glory marker 2 spaces down, so you lose 2 glory points instead of him earning, and you lose 3 points if he has the politics medal respectively. Trade. When Cassius has a trade Cassius card, then you draw a trade card from the deck. Cassius can hold up to any number of cards without any limitation. We have 5 minus any anchor cards if we do have from our character. Cassius doesn't have any limitation. If a trade set is complete, you place all the cards face up in front of you and move your glory markers down the glory track as many points as earned from the specific trade set. So he makes trade set, and then he forces us to lose respective glory points. If the trade card is wild, when possible, use it to complete a trade set immediately, and if 2 different types of set can be completed, you choose one with the most glory points, of course. And the last action that he can perform from his deck is the religion. Cassius places a pantheon piece from the one that he has available. with the same rules, when you place a piece from the common pile, you choose the one worth the most victory points. So you go for gold before going for silver, etc., or bronze, because they are worth more victory points. Okay. Cassius does not earn any glory points for building pantheons, but he forbids you or restricts you, better put, from earning them yourself, because if he steals the gold piece, then you don't have it for your base or your top, level 2, for example. And keep in mind that if Cassius has no other votes, legions or ski markers or pantheon pieces to place on his turn, he draws a new Cassius card until he can perform an action from his deck. If the pile of Cassius cards is depleted, you take the discard pile and reshuffle it to create a new pile and put it there. At the end of the round, you place the discard pile along with the remaining Cassius cards and reshuffle them to create a fresh Cassius deck according to the rules. If Cassius has completed his pantheon, or there is no gold or silver piece on the pantheon left on the common piles, you remove from play all religion Cassius cards because he has no interest to do any damage for you there. If Cassius has collected 3 trade sets, remove from play all trade Cassius cards, and at the end of the 8th round, you remove from play all the scheme Cassius cards as well. That's it. Final scoring, of course, after the 9th round, when the game reaches the 9th and last round in the game, over there. Then we proceed to final scoring, following the standard rules with an exception in the military. Every player loses 2 glory points for every Cassius legion that stands in a battle region where they don't have at least 1 region, forcing you to go everywhere basically. On solo mode, if you manage to score at least 70 glory points, you successfully repel the Cassius attack by yourself, and in co-op mode, every player needs to score 80 glory points respectively. So these are the rules in a snap. Let's proceed by playing solo against Cassius attack. Okay, so I'm going to place Cassius over there, so that we can quickly see the reminder of what he does. Okay, so let's go. Let's see if we can repel Cassius' attack. Don't like this guy, but let's put up a fair fight. So the game starts with me. I have the first player token in front of me, and I am ready to begin the game. So first of all, we start with the event. We're in the first round of the game. We're going to play 9 rounds. The event card says how many turns we're going to perform at the end of the round, and a fulfillment, a reward that whoever player matches the condition can reward themselves, and of course the direction of the arrow, because this is how this is going to dictate the direction of the arrow. Orange is for counterclockwise, blue is for clockwise. So in this case, I have to turn the arrow facing counterclockwise, means that it's going to start the game like that. Okay, and it's called heavy recruiting. Players may either earn a legion with a maximum of 7, a vote for a maximum of 5, or remove their anchor card from play. For me, I have all the options available. I can either recruit a vote if I want to play heavily on the politics. I can either recruit a legion, but I have all my legion. I'm a militaristic orientated Marcus Antonius, so don't need that. But what I really would like to do is remove the anchor card from play, because this allows me to have a hand set of 5 trade cards instead of 4, because I'm forcing myself to a limit of 4 minus the anchor card. So I'm going to remove the anchor card myself. Hopefully this is the right choice for me. And I'm going to leave it in play face up on the event slot, showing that later on we're going to perform counterclockwise 2 turns for the board. So there you have it. This is the event for the round. It was useful for me, nothing useful for Cassius. Keep in mind that other event cards may dictate that the person who is better in something, the player who is better in something, including the AI, will be awarded. He doesn't earn anything. He just restricts me from earning it myself. So that's always not nice. So So we started with the event because it's part of the scheme phase in the round. Remember, scheme phase, building phase, action phase, and income phase. Okay, we're in the scheme phase, revealing the event and following through. Normally, we would go in turn order and activate schemes already placed from previous rounds. For the first round, same like on the normal game, this is an exception. We don't have any scheme already in play, so we skip the scheme phase for this round. Then we move with the building phase. I'm the first player, so I can perform building upgrades, build buildings, paying with denarii, that is, as many as I want and I can afford in the region in front of me. And the same happens for the AI. I'm focusing on this. AI is sitting across, so they're seeing always the region which is across mine region. So I'm here, and he is there. So I have 7 denarii. So I think I need to start building some buildings. These are the basic costs for level 1. The religion one, the politics one costs 5. The militaristic ones cost 6. So if I go for this one, I will not be able to build anything else unless I opt for building both a farm and a pantheon piece from the religion. You want to do so many things in this game. That's one of the beautiful aspects of the gameplay. So keep in mind, I need to reach 70 glory points in order to repel Cassius attack in the game. So I need to hit my hammer heavily in one direction, or at least in a couple of directions, persistently, in order to get more VPs out of them. I'm thinking of boosting my pantheon, so let's do that. Okay, so for the first round, I will build, first of all, a level 1 religion building. So I pay 3 denarii and I receive 2 glory points immediately. I add 1 to the population. It starts with 1 plus 1 from my new building or upgrade. That brings it to a 2 population of 2. Okay. Therefore, I am paying the 3 denarii and installing the first religion. Let's make some change. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and I'll leave those on the side so I can have easy access to some cash and not put my hand in front of your screen all the time. Okay, cool. So I pay 3 denarii. Was it 3? Wasn't it? Yeah. These are very handy, by the way. Very, very useful. So 3 denarii to the normal to the common supply, but I'm going to put them off screen for easy access, as I said before. And then I can continue upgrading or building new buildings. I only have 4 denarii, so I think I'm going to build a farm. So I'm also building a farm, level 1. I pay 2 denarii and gain 1 glory point. And unless I think I'm getting ahead of myself already. But I want to reach quickly to grab the second follower. So I'm not building the farm. There you have it. Switching strategies already. I want to get 2 glory points. And for me to get 2 glory points, with my remaining cash, I can only build the trade building, the harbor. So paying all my 4 denarii, I'm gaining 2 glory points, so I'm reaching 5. Yeah, immediately when I reach 5, I take a second follower, so I have 2 followers. Same stands for Cassius. He has as many followers as me, but I want to have followers for additional actions. And I gain 1 population in this province, because it was 1 from starting setup, plus 2 buildings that I built. And that completes my building phase for myself. Now, for Cassius, for AI, in order to build, you simply take one of the cards, Open it, place it on the discard pile, and you see the type of building that is going to be built. If the scheme card comes, it shows that he builds a farm. So he takes a farm, builds a farm there, and adjusts the population to 2 respectively. Note that the Cassius AI does not pay in denarii, he doesn't have any cash, he doesn't need to pay, he's considered to have all the cash he needs, and he doesn't gain glory points because at any given time he has the same glory points like me. My goal is to reach 70 and win the game, so he doesn't gather glory points. He already has as many glory points at any given time like myself, for event purposes that is, at least. For gameplay purposes this doesn't change. Yet if he upgrades a building type to its 3rd level, he is the first one to do it for this type of building, he will grab the medal, stealing it from myself and gaining the upper hand that medal provides. So there you have it, this is the building phase. Simple, easy and straightforward. Moving to the action phase. Now take turns as the first player indicates, so I'm starting from myself. 1 turn myself, 1 turn for the opponent, and back to me. Again, Cassius doesn't have followers. He's revealing cards from his Cassius deck in order to see the type of action that he will perform. So the first say is with me. I need to take my first action with my first follower. Just as a quick reminder from the core rules, if you don't remember the core rules, go and check the detailed how to play video with my review opinion of the game that I did on a separate video. But keep in mind that when I place followers, I can only access the buildings in front of me, so I have access to those 2 buildings. I can only place up to the level of followers, so here I can only place 1 follower. I cannot place a second one because it's level 1. If it's level 2, I would be able to place a second follower as well later on. I also have access to schemes. I can place scheme markers, and I have access to, with a follower, and I have access to the Colosseum as well over there for gain glory points. So I think I'm going to use my first action to send a follower here and start building my Pantheon. So I take one of my base level ones, needs to be my color first, okay? I want to rush for the 5 victory points gold one if I'm the first one to build, and I'm doing that. So this is my first action. Then it's Cassius' turn. He turns his Cassius card face up, so he performs a military action. So he's going to send on one of his legion to a region for conquering it later on. But before doing that, I always need to remember that when I take an action, I need to locate the respective action from Cassius' deck. I did a religion action, and I place it to its discard pile. So I'm feeding him with actions of the type I'm performing, so he can have arsenal in his access for doing for replying. Okay, so then he goes to perform the military action, and when he does a military action, we take the first face down card, dictating that he's going to send a legion to Epirus. So he's taking one of his legion and sending them to Epirus over there, already contesting for this area. Keep in mind the difference in the final scoring for military purposes that will force me to follow him through his conquest, because otherwise I'm going to lose a lot of victory points for the places that I have him unchecked. Okay, not only winning but also losing victory points, so this is important. So back to me, I have a second follower, so I can either gain a trade card, which is always nice, or I can perform a scheme. The scheme would be for him to remove a legion. Okay, let's do that. I will perform a scheme. That means I'm sending my I'm setting the scheme, I'm sending my follower to install the scheme, so when it reaches Cassius I can activate it, hopefully for him to lose one legion. That it's a pain for myself, to be honest. So there you have it, back to, and what I have done now is I have performed a scheme action. That means there is a scheme card there. So this goes to his discard pile, okay, feeding his deck, making him stronger as well. A very nice mechanism, by the way. And then it's back to Cassius for his second follower, virtual follower action. So he is performing the religion action. That means that he starts building his pantheon as well. So he also starts with the base. So it was a good thing I started there because I'm rushing to get the gold piece before him to begin with. So that concludes the second action from Cassius. And since we don't have any followers, that concludes the action phase altogether. Just as a side note, the reason that I have chosen to set this scheme in place is because from the upcoming event, I know that this will end up next round in front of my opponent Cassius, so it's a good timing for me to place this scheme because again, I'm going to use it to activate it to get rid of his legion and replace it with mine, because if I leave him unchecked here, it will be a lot of negative points for me at the end, as we'll see. So there you have it, this is the action phase finished. So we move to the next phase, which is the income phase. Again, in turn order, we decide to gain denarii. No income phase for Cassius because he doesn't need any denarii, but myself, I'm called to decide if I'm going to make a single taxation, meaning for 3 population I'm going to gain 1 denarii for each. That means 3 coins, 3 denarii, or if I'm going to perform a double taxation, gain 2 times 3, 6 denarii, but at a penalty of 2 glory points, which it's hard to get by, so I'm not going to start with double taxation unless I'm really out of cash or I have issues moving forward. That being said, with only 3 denarii, I won't be able to develop my next province very well, but luckily Cassius has built a farming building. That means that I will be able to send a follower there in order to gain denarii from there according to the round. So I will go to 3 + 1, 4 if I do it as a first action, but then I'm not going to have this money for building purposes, so oh, that's getting better and better. So that means that I have 3 denarii if I do a single taxation, and I can only build a single building, which I should be aiming to build buildings progressively because they both give me opportunities, but also they give me more coins, more denarii, because from the taxation stage, since they increase the population. Okay, a lot of mumbling from my side, so I'm not going to do double taxation, I'm going to gain 3 denarii, so there you have it, single taxation. That means that I earn 3 denarii from the taxation. Also forgot to mention something very important that I didn't do during setup because I was very hectic to start playing right away against my opponent. I should have quest cards as per setup. Cassius does not gain any quest cards, so this should have happened during setup, but okay, it doesn't change a lot. So I should have been dealt 3 quest cards, and I should choose 2 to keep and 1 to discard. So how tall is your faith? Earn 3 glory points for every level build, potentially all the way up to 6 glory points if I fully build my pantheon, so that's a good one. And then earn the farming medal. I'm not sure I'm going to be able to do that. And then earn the politics medal. Okay, I think I'll go for those 2. So first to vote, I will discard this one to the bottom of the quest deck, and I will keep those 2, meaning that I'm trying to gain glory points for my pantheon, but also if I earn the farming medal, meaning upgrading first to 3 levels, level 3, the farming building. Okay, so that being said, now we're back to the end of the income phase, where I have collected income, and then I'm rotating the board according to the direction shown on the arrow, which has been adjusted for turn order, plus this number of ticks. That's 2 ticks, since I am there. That means that the first one counterclockwise will be like that, and the second counterclockwise will go like that. Of course, at the end of this action phase, I should have removed the followers. Okay, and that's how the income phase will finish, meaning that we will be facing actually each other's original provinces. So there you have it, round number 1, and then we move to round number 2. Starting by drawing an events card, which is this one. Follow glory. Players with the least number of followers earn 2 glory points. That's a plus because it will be an easy 2 glory points for me, and that will show the direction that the arrow will change to. Okay, so it will change to counterclockwise. We both have as many followers because Cassius has as many followers as the player with the most. We're only playing 2-player game with an AI, so that means that I earn 2 glory points. Okay, and then that shows that we're going to have 1 rotation clockwise at the end of the income phase. So round number 2, then we start with schemes. Now players will take turns activating any schemes in place. Keep in mind that Cassius didn't get a chance to install any schemes during the previous action. He didn't have any schemes in his action deck. So it's my turn. So starting from there and going clockwise, it's me. I'm activating the scheme marker. So I'm activating the scheme marker I have previously placed. I have to flip it so that it shows that it's been activated within next symbol. So this is going to be a self-printed and better illustrated the final production. Now that means I can activate any one of those schemes, and you can imagine that I'm going to activate apostasy, which means I can either replace one of an opponent's legions with mine, or remove one from the board. Of course, this is something that I have planned for, because now I'm able to replace one of his legions with one of mine. That means that I am suddenly present in Epirus, and that's really, really nice. No more schemes, but keep in mind that I have to pay by using 1 void marker, so I'm giving it to him, so he has 3 now. Okay, and that concludes the scheming portion of the second round. So moving to the action phase, since there are no schemes for the AI to be activated, to the building phase, now we draw cards from the Cassius building deck, from the Cassius deck, in order to see what Cassius is going to build. So the first card dictates that he will build in front of him a politics building. That means that he takes this level 1, because this is not built before, places it over there, and increases the population. So it is 3, it goes to 4 with the addition of 1 new building. The same would happen if it was an upgrade. No need to draw another card because we found what to build from Cassius. Okay, so in this stage it was a building phase, and our friend Cassius drew this card. That means that he built a politics building, increasing the population to 4, as indicated here. Then we move to my turn. where I'm simply going to use my 3 denarii to make a build. I think since I have opted to gain the How Tall Is Your Faith and I want to build my Pantheon, I'm looking forward to building many religion buildings, at least one in every province, so I can have opportunities to build when possible one piece of the Pantheon, which again I'm going to do this turn, especially since he is close. So I think I'm going to use all 3 denarii spent to build one religious building, level 1. I pay 3 denarii and I gain 2 glory points. That means I insert level 1 here and I increase the population to 3. That being said, now I don't have any more money, so I cannot build anymore. So that finishes my build action as well. Moving to the action phase. Now in the action phase we draw a Cassius card to define what Cassius will play. For player actions we need to add the corresponding Cassius card to the Cassius discard pile, so to boost his deck. So let's see. First he draws this card, so he's going to make a trade action. So following that, my action, he took one trades card. Okay, so he took 1 jewelry. I need to be careful because if he gets 3, I'm going to lose 3 jewelry cards. I'm going to lose 6 victory points, as I said. So my turn would be to send a follower here from my personal board to this religion building, and I will activate building one of the second piece of level 1, which is from my color. Keep in mind I used religion action. That means that I have to give him this card in his discard pile. Okay. But before doing so, because his cards are depleted, I had to reshuffle this. So in essence this would be like that, and this will go to Cassius discard pile. Okay. That gave me the opportunity to build this piece, and now it's back to Cassius for the second turn. So they take 1 more action. So they take a religious action. They take 1 of their votes and place it in the column. If they make a majority, they will force me to lose 2 victory points, which is pity. So I need to keep that in mind. If I make 3 by placement, 3 in a row, I will be forced to lose 2 glory points. So that's a bummer. So let's see what I'm going to do as a second option. I think I need money because I get 3 money. +1 if I do farming 4, and this will move 1 time here, which means I will have nothing, so I will need money to build something. What would I want to build there? Or should I keep in mind I can also use the bonus tokens when I have them, so maybe it's a good opportunity to build up for placing two votes in the column of the Senate. In that case I would need to be able to build a politics building, which costs 5. If I take 3 + 1 from here, I won't be able to build the politics building, so I won't be able to take this action in the next turn. Then I should opt for grabbing the gold piece, which will give me 5 victory points if I'm not mistaken. And then in that essence I would need to have 3 denarii, because this will come to me at the end of the round. So I will get 3 denarii from taxation. So what if I set a plot in motion, but he doesn't have any? just to remove one of his pieces, right? Okay, I think I will go for the Colosseum, where I gain one more glory point. Yeah, trying to get 12 to get the third follower. So that's my second turn. I think there is no action card for that, so yeah, for him to add something in the deck. Good. So that concludes the action phase. That being said, let's see what happens afterwards. After the action phase, we have, of course, the income phase. For the income phase, I will get, he doesn't have an income phase, I will get 3 denarii if I do single taxation, or 6 if I do double taxation, but I lose 2 glory points. I don't want to lose, I'm a bit frightened to lose glory points as a tactic in the solo mode. Maybe it's worth only a specific timing, so I'm going to do single taxation to avoid losing glory points, because I need to reach 17, I'm only 10 at the moment. So I gain 3 denarii from taxes from my population. That being said, then we recover any followers placed, and the activated schemes go back into the slots. We have rotation of 1 segment clockwise. That means that this goes here now. Okay. And now I am the first player. So I would start by activating any plots. I don't have any plots, any schemes to activate. He doesn't have any schemes to activate. Then we move to the building phase. I start building. I only have 3 denarii, so my goal would be to go again for this one, which would give me, I would pay 3 denarii and gain 2 glory points, unlocking my next follower, okay, and increasing the population to 2 as my build action. And he would build trades building, meaning a building there, and increase the population similarly to 2. Very straightforward, playing the AI here. Oops, I forgot to get an event, should always remember. So that means that this would be him playing first. So he should be building first, and then I would be building myself. And what about the event? Humble Faith, always pick up an event at the beginning of the game, of the round. Players with the least glory points on their pantheon, at least 1 piece, earn 1 denarii per recruited follower. Okay, so I'm not earning this since he would be earning it, and he is restricting me for earning the rewards since I have more pieces there. So then we move to building phase, then he builds first, then I build myself, and now we proceed to action phase. Not to mention that we are in the 3rd round. Okay, so action phase, this is pointing counterclockwise. That means the orange arrow is counterclockwise. That means that the arrow is pointing there. That means that he starts playing first. So his action for this round would be, the 3rd round, to build, to make a piece for his temple. That means that he builds the 2nd, so now it's really a race. Okay, hope he doesn't steal the gold one from my hands. Now it's my turn. of course I'm going to build. Now it's the time for me to build, so I'm doing the building portion. That grants me this gold piece. Maybe these two are bronze, this is silver and this is gold. So I'm getting this one. That means that this level is secure, so he cannot destroy this level from my pantheon. And then I have to take one religion card, if any. It's none, so there's none to add. I was lucky here. So, to add to his discard pile, because I took the religion action. Back to him, he has a second action, which is the military action. Now, for this action, he picks up one card from the battle cards to see where he's sending the legion, again to Epirus. Okay, there you go. Then, as it is, this region is considered defeated. Fair enough. Then it's my turn for my second action. I am really hoping that he gets... I'm going to set a plot, because I'm hoping to get rid of his in a similar way with my scheme in the future. So he's playing his third card, third action. So he is making a scheme. So that's a good opportunity for you to see how the AI Cassius schemes. So he's placing one scheme marker, and he pays with one FOI token. Okay. I wanted to use the politics action, but now... wait a minute. When I schemed, I had to give him the fourth one, just to be fair. Yeah, forgot to pay the FOI, and then he schemes back, so he gives this back. Okay. Paying for his scheme in place. Good. Now, then it's my third turn. I will use it to gain one glory point. And that's it. He has no further actions. I played my third follower. I was second after him, so that concludes the action phase. Now moving to income phase, he does income first. He doesn't do an income as an AI. I will do single or double taxation. So I'm getting only 2 denarii. Unless I do double taxation, lose 1 glory point to get 4 denarii. Now what do I want to... I would want a political building, so even 4 denarii wouldn't allow me to build this political building, which is a pity, unfortunately. So I will do single taxation. Very conservative here, maybe shouldn't be, but anyway. Okay, so I get 2 denarii and 1 per population and no glory points respectively. So then we take back our followers. And then we have the rotation according to the orange arrow, which is counterclockwise. That means that the board region is rotated as such. Cool. Next round, going to the 4th round. Events card. Help the poor. Players with the least denarii earn 1 gold per recruited follower. We both consider to have the least denarii. That means we both earn denarii. He doesn't keep denarii, so that's a good for me because I have 3 followers. That means I will be able to gain 3 denarii. That's really cool. The direction changes like that, and that means he goes first this round. Okay, so that's now we start with schemes. I cannot activate any schemes because there are no schemes in front of him. Same for him, we have the schemes somewhere else, both me and himself. So we move to the building phase. So he starts by building a building. So let's see what he builds. A politics building. Sorry, a religion building. Okay, so this is a good example. He cannot build level 1 here because there is already level 1. So he upgrades to level 2. That being said, it's my turn to build. Now I have 5 denarii, so now I am able to build, and I can either I think I'm going to build the politics building, so paying 5 denarii and gain 3 glory points. Okay, so I increase my population 1. He should increase his population 1 because he upgraded, so he goes to 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, yeah. 1, 2, 3, 4 for myself. Level 1s plus the one that we start the game. Okay, so there you have it. I gain 3 glory points. 1, 2, 3. That was a good move, I think. And now moving to the actions. So he starts, he's performing a scheme. That means that he's taking a scheme, paying for me. He blocks my +1 bonus for the, I was planning to put 2 votes here. So he sets one of his scheme markers in place. That was nasty, okay. And then he reshuffles. And now I start with my first action. So let's see what I'm going to do. I was planning to be honest, to break his possibility for majority by placing 1 marker, so I will do that, but I think I'm going to rush for the Pantheon first. So my first action would be to move here. I can only place 1, and then take my first Pantheon piece. Okay, so let's see. I don't think there are any religion cards left. 2 army, 2 trade, 2 politics, and 1 scheme. So and to be fair, when I performed the scheme, I didn't place the scheme action, so he should have it there, yeah, because this is also depicted in the cards, yeah. Okay, cool. So I think I played okay. So now it's his turn. So he opens the card. So he plays on that. That means that he steals the silver one. So he's falling very, very closely on that. So I'm not going to get a lot of benefit only from Pantheon. Okay, then it's my turn for my second follower. That means that I think I'm going to place a column there, a vote. Okay, I was planning to do it twice, but he blocked me with the void marker. It was a nasty move. So then it's back to him, Cassius. So he does a scheme, not looking good. So he's placing 2 schemes in this round. And then it's back to me for my third and final follower, which would be, I cannot go here because it's level 1, so I cannot place a second follower. I can always go to the Colosseum for 1 glory point. I don't think, oh, wait a minute, I will take 2 denarii if I go here. Okay, yeah. So I'm sending it here, I'm doing farming, so I'm taking 2 denarii because we're on level 4, round 4. That means I do farming and I gain 2 denarii. And that concludes the action phase, so I'm taking those 3 followers back into my stock. And no activated schemes to recall. That means that we finish with the action phase, and then we move to taxing. I do single taxation, so I take another 4 for a total of 6 so far. He doesn't collect any money. And then I think the last thing to do is to perform the double rotation. That means that this now goes here and that comes here. That was a nasty one because now he can activate 2 schemes against me. Really bad for me. Moving to the next round, 5th round. Let's see the event. Not a bad person. That means that this changes facing clockwise, which is okay. Still in the same direction. Players with the most schemes on their player board earn 1 denarii per recruited follower. Well, that's good for me because I have not performed a lot of scheming. So I have 2. He has all 3 in place, so I gain 3 denarii. And I reach a total of 9. And it will move 1 segment clockwise. Okay, now that being said, now we move to the scheme phase. The AI Cassius will perform scheming as much as possible. So there are 2 markers in front of me. He will activate both. Ouch, hurts a bit. So pulling a card to see what he activates. So just to show you also here, you reveal a card, and depending on what it shows, the below is being activated as a penalty for scheme. So I lose 1 glory point because he revealed the scheme card, and this is activated, and then he enables the second one, draws another card, and remove 1 of your Pantheon pieces from an unfinished level. Ouch, ouch, because this is bad. He just undoes this last placement I did, and this really hurts as well. Okay, if any scheme wouldn't be activated, I would be losing 1 glory point instead. Okay, there you have it. These are the penalties for his schemes, both of them activated. I don't have any schemes in front of me, in front of him. Mine is still there, needs to be there in order for me to execute it. And I think it's my turn to start playing. Okay, now I have 3 followers and a lot of money. So should I aim to gain some medals? I think the military one should be one of my interest, because it will, to be honest, give me the opportunity to break ties. So I think I'm going to place 1 level 1 military building, so paying 6 denarii, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, gaining 3 glory points, 1, 2, 3, and placing this here and adding 1 to the population, so it goes to 6 here. So let's see what he's building. He's building a military building, increasing the population again by 1, 2, to 5. 1, 2, 3, 4 plus 1 from starting setup 5. You can always check if you have the correct number of population by adding the levels, the buildings levels, plus 1 from the setup. Okay, good. Then I start with my actions. My first action would be to I was planning to move ahead on my Pantheon, but now I really think that I should be doing something else, which is first to set a scheme. So I take one of my schemes and place it there. So he plays for his first action, and he performs a religion action, which gives him the opportunity to be ahead. Okay. Then it's my turn again. I'm sending my second follower to this slot, which allows me, together with, and I have paid 1 FOI token to do so. Okay, so by doing so I also put my bonus token, so now I get to add 2 legion, and I'm placing them in Thrace. And since I'm doing that, I need to locate 1 card from Thrace and place it face up so he can compete me when he comes again to play military action. That being said, it's his turn. Oops. So he does a scheme. He cannot perform a scheme because he doesn't have any scheme markers. He cannot play a scheme. So, according to the player aid, when Cassius does not have any other votes, legions, or scheme markers, or Pantheon pieces to place on his turn, you draw a new Cassius card until Cassius can perform an action. So in this case I will draw another card and see what he can do. He would draw a card from the trade, so this is the second card he draws, and it is, thankfully for me, tools card. Okay, so not a jewelry, that's what's important to begin with. Okay, cool. Then back to me. For my third and last action, I'm thinking I cannot add any schemes because I have no slots for placing schemes. All 3 are occupied, 2 activated from him and 1 just placed this round. So I'm thinking of making a religion action, or even better, because then this is going to turn clockwise and here I can only do trade, or should I push for making a political placement and then get majority, or shall I add 1 piece in my Pantheon to catch up with him? I think I'm going to do that. So I'm sending this one over there to add a piece from my Pantheon as a first level back again here. I would have had 2 if he didn't schemed against me, but that's life in Rome. So there you have it. So finished with my third turn, and now it's his third action. So he does something that thankfully I didn't put any column because that would break my attempt for majority, having 3 in a row. Okay, now we are a red, green, yellow, green as of now. So that means that we finish with that. Then I recall my workers, my followers to my player board. This also goes here. This goes there, and those two become potentially available for him as well. Okay, good. Clockwise as per blue arrow, and we move to the 6th round. Now I think that we turn an event, change of plans, players draw a quest and take it in their hand. Then they can choose any quest from the hand and return it. Then they choose any quest from the hand and return it to the bottom of the deck. Okay, doesn't affect him, only affects me, just in case I get something better. Earn the trade medal. I had the farming medal, but I don't see making any progress either on farming or trade medal, so it really doesn't matter. So I'm going to stick with the farming medal as a secondary quest. And then the direction is according to the blue arrows. That's fine, and that's important. And then we begin with schemes. So first player is the AI, so he activates the scheme. Yes, he activates the scheme by turning it to the X. So let's see what this should be shuffled. Wait a minute, I should have added in the discard pile. I took the politics action and I took the military action. Yeah. So just to be correcting my previous course, because when I take actions that are still available here, I need to place them in the discard pile. So reshuffling. And this is his deck. So let's see what type of plot he activates. According to this is a religion plot. Remove one of your Pantheon pieces from the unfinished level. There is no hope, really. He's destroying again and again my Pantheon. Okay. Oh, that's a nasty one. Then it's my turn to activate a plot. He should be paying with 1 void marker to do so. Okay. Now it's my turn to activate a plot, so I'm paying him back. He has unlimited slots for void tokens. I'm activating this slot. So I was planning to remove this, to be perfectly honest. But don't know if you should be removing this one. Anyway, I remove this. So I'm activating this apostasy, which means I take one of his out and I add one of mine. That secures me better in presence, at least in the regions. I'm a militaristic guy after all, Marcus Antonius, so let's take advantage of this. Okay, that's done. Then, once schemes have been activated, we move to the building phase. He starts building first, so let's see what type of building he's going to build. A farming building. There you go, and increase the population by 1, so 3, 1, 2, plus 1 from the board setup 3. Myself, did we do taxation at the end of the previous round? Don't remember. No, we didn't. I skipped taxation, so I should have received 5 denarii from taxation. Okay. Yeah. Now, because this was it before? No, 6 denarii. This was in front of me before. Okay. Now, minor corrections, because I'm also thinking what to show you guys. So, but anyway, everything is up to the rules, so that's what's important. So you get the feeling of the solo playthrough. Now, what type of building should I build? Should I build? I think it would be good to get at least 3 glory points and unlock my 4th follower, right? But to do so, I need to pay 6. Okay, let's do that. I will not be able to build anything. And I would not be able to, yeah, let's do that. So I'm building with 6 denarii. This one, that increases population to 3 and gives me 3 glory points. 1, 2, 3, giving me my 4th follower. What a great design, I love this game. And then I'm thinking of building something more. What about either military, either religion? I would do religion, I think. So I would build this with 5, oh, I have only 4 denarii, but I can build politics is 5, the region is 3. So I can give this 3 denarii. Okay, so unfortunately the battery died at the end of the 6th round, so we didn't see the action phase for the 6th round, but more or less what happened is I played some actions, a couple of things changed, the same for the Cassius AI, not much that you missed. Hopefully I figured out this soon, so now we are at the end of the round where I performed the double segment turn clockwise, so my board came across and I now have Africa in front of me. So we're finishing the round, picking up our followers and our activated schemes, and there are some more schemes. Now this turn is going to hurt for me because in the last action phase the AI Cassius placed a lot of scheme markers as you can see. So anyway, rotation was performed. It's the end of the round, so the only thing we need to do is we need to progress further up. And now we reached the next round. We're in the 7th round. Here's where the starting player marker is. I'm sitting next. It's only me and Cassius. That means that now I can be the first player for this round. Therefore, let's proceed with a scheme. It's me first. That means that if I don't give any schemes to him, because he doesn't have any foil markers to pay for his schemes, he won't be able to do any damage to me. Keep in mind that I can again lose my Pantheon piece or lose any glory point or remove one of the soldiers from any conquest areas. So I think it's for the best if I really play conservatively here. And since he has schemes in front of me to activate, to maybe not give him any void markers for him to play. And I think I'm really going to do that because what I would have done is I would have removed his Legion marker or his Pantheon piece by activating this scheme. But I think it may hurt him more, he may hurt me more if he activates one scheme marker. Not sure yet. Yeah, anyway, why not? Let's do it. Okay, I'm going to pay one void marker just for the sake of hurting the AI. Feels right thing to do. To activate my scheme marker. so it will be removed at the end of this action phase. And once activated, what I do is I remove one of his legion markers and replacing it with one of mine. Okay, so there you have it. Then I don't have any other ski markers in front of him, so it's back to him. He has one void marker, so he can pay for one scheme activation. So let's see what scheme he performs. And it's as I feared, it's 3 times in a row he schemes against my Pantheon piece. It's, I mean, come on. Thank God that the lower level is protected. So he removes this Pantheon piece from my Pantheon. He doesn't have a second void marker, so he cannot activate the second scheme. It will stay in place, only this one will be removed within X. So, moving forward, then we go to the building. Before doing the scheme, I should have opened the event card. So, the direction stays the same, like that. And then players with the least glory points each earn 1 denarii per recruited follower. That's me. Benefit from that because he doesn't care about denarii, and that means that I get 1, 2, 3, 4 denarii. Okay, that was good. Anyway, so that would happen. Then we would change accordingly, according to the blue arrow, the facing of the first player marker. It stays the same, no change. And then what happens is we move to activating the schemes. The scheme phase is over. Moving to the building phase. Now I start building first, and this is a good opportunity to gain 6 glory points if I build what? There's nothing that gives me 6 glory points unless I build both this and that, which needs 12 coins, which I don't have. What if I build this and that? That gives me 6. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yeah. I think I need the politics building. So for starters, let's build the politics building because he's going to get the majority if I don't act first. So I pay 5 denarii and gain 3 glory points. 1, 2, 3. And I pay 5 denarii. Okay. And I'm thinking of building something more in addition to that, which would be with 4 denarii. I can only build this one. Let's do it, why not? So I build one, and as you can see, my population increases by 1 for this one. And then I pay 4 denarii. And I increase 1 more the population and gain 2 more glory points, which gets me all the way to 29. Still, I need to reach 70. I don't think I'm doing that well for the moment. I'm speculating, get a bit more there, but let's see. Then it's the turn of the AI. Opens Cassius card to see what building he's building. He's building military. He has already built that. So then he builds level 2, which I need 16 coin to upgrade to level 3. If I plan ahead and get some denarii, not bad, right? And it will give me also 8 victory points, glory points, and increases the population 1 because he upgraded 1, 2, 3, 4 plus 1, 5. Counts, is correct. Moving back to the action phase, I start myself, and I think the first thing I'm going to do, to avoid any chances of him getting the majority, to send a marker there in order to place one column there, which gives him breaks the 3 in the row, because it's green at the bottom, yellow, green, green, and then it's my yellow. If I didn't do it, if he would to play a political action, most probably he would bump me, and he would get the majority. Certainly he would get the majority and make me lose 2 glory points. For the building phase, he starts, oh no, I'm start playing, so I'm going to build. I need 13 coins, huh? So if I have performed a double taxation, I would be able to gain 6 victory points, but I would lose 4. Well, yeah, why don't do that? Say I did double taxation before, I would lose 4 victory points, 1, 2, 3, 4, but I would gain another 5 denarii. Yeah, let's say I did double taxation before. Okay, now I would have more money, which means I can upgrade this building by paying 13, that's all my money, but 1 denarii. Okay, so I pay all this money, and I am able to upgrade the level 2 to level 3, gaining 6 glory points. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and an additional follower, which is cool. So this will return here, and I have, okay, second time. So I have all my followers, that's good for me, more actions. And then I also am the first one to upgrade to a level 3 religion building. That means I gain this medal in front of me, so I'm having this medal as a reward. And the benefit of that medal, the religion medal, is that I can pay 3 denarii at any time during the game to gain 1 glory point, which is cool. Right, so what building does Cassius build? He builds a trades building. There is none there, so he will put that there and increase, of course, his population to 6. I should be increasing my population also, I forgot it, because it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 6, so I forgot to increase the population for upgrading to level 3, so now we are cool. Everything as per plan, moving to the action phase. Now, my first action would be to perform a plot. So I'm paying 1 void marker, and I'm adding a plot here. His first action would be to build a building. So he's almost close at completing his pantheon. My second action would be to put another plot in place. So I'm also playing a second one. And then his second action would be to also put a plot, which is bad because I really wanted to use this bonus. Well, it is what it is. So he's paying me back 1, and he's setting a plot there. Okay, now I think I have a big plan in my favor, as long as he doesn't... No, he cannot do anything to stop me, because I have 3 followers and I can use all 3 of them here, because it's a level 3, so it can take up to 3 followers. That means I can build 1, 2, 3 and get first the gold piece for the second level of the Pantheon, and I'm really smiling at this moment. You cannot see my face, but let's see. Here we go. First, I take this one and I add it. Then it's his turn. He's taking the vote. That means that he's getting now majority because he has 3 in a row. So he makes me lose 2 victory points. Then it's me again. There are no more religion buildings here, actions, so that's why I don't check. I take my second. It is a level 3, so it can take up to 3. Again, placing my third level 2 Pantheon piece. So he does also an action, which is to scheme. So he's paying me a void marker and he's setting up a scheme. Really nasty schemes, but I like the way they cause you to interact and they force interaction, whether you like it or not. Then it's myself playing my last follower on the level 3 religion building, and then I'm the first one to gain this gold high value last piece. Means that my temple will be is completed. It's secure now. Even if he plots against me, he cannot destroy it. It's completed. It has all 4 out of 4 level 2 complete. And then he plays an action, which is a religion one, and it's really good because he would gain this gold instead of me, and I think I really managed to grab it in front of his eyes. Now in my copy, this prototype copy, the upper level had 3 bronze ones. I think it was a mistake, if I'm not sure. Should have been like the base ones, 2 bronze, 1 silver and 1 gold. In any case, it doesn't matter because it doesn't score for the AI. It's just a matter of stealing pieces from me and not allowing me to complete my pantheon first. Okay, so he finishes his last action. So we recall our workers. Okay. And there are no executed scheme markers to be returned. That means that now we perform the taxation. I'm going to get 7 denarii if I do single taxation. I'm tempted to do double taxation, but I'm going to lose 5 victory points and I'm still losing. I have 29 and I need 470 glory points. So I'm thinking of doing a single taxation, so I'm only getting 7. So this is my money, okay? And then 3, 4, 5, 6 and 1, 7, okay, and then there's no taxation for the AI, and I myself, I'm placing myself here for the last round, yeah, according to this direction, and this moves to the last round for the game. Really well done, the solo, really impressed. Okay, now last round, 9th and last round. The direction changes. That means that I'm going to be first player again. Cool. Also, a vote for coin. Players with the least coins in Senate's column, at least 1, earn 1 coin per recruited follower. I'm considered to have the least and the most because he has the same coin like me. For the event's purpose. No, he has no denarii for the event purpose, so he doesn't get, I don't get any denarii myself. I think I cheated before because I consider him to have the least denarii together with me. It says in the rules that for the purposes of events, it is considered to have the same glory points like you, has as many followers as a player, but it doesn't have as many denarii. He has no denarii at all. That means I'm not getting any benefit for that because he's winning it. He has less denarii than me, no denarii. Okay, so then I move to what I need to do now before I reshuffle the deck. I think I needed to reshuffle the deck even before, between rounds, and I didn't do it. No, when it's finishing, okay? And then, yeah, I should be reshuffling the discard pile with the active pile at the end of each round. So I wasn't doing it, I think, so this is something that needs to be corrected. Keep that in mind moving forward. But now what I need to do, and this is important, it's at the end of the 8th round, I need to remove all the scheme markers because he doesn't do any scheme. Okay, and I need this go out of the game at the end of the 8th round, according to the instructions. And the next thing that I need to remove is the religion cards, because he cannot, he has complete Pantheon. This also happened at the end of the 8th round, so no need for him to keep doing this action, no means. He doesn't prevent me from anything. He stole all the, I have completed, and he has completed so these are the cards, his Pantheon, so these are the cards that remain in play, okay? Again, I highlight that at the end of each round you should be shuffling together the discard pile with the active pile. I think I missed it a couple of occasions, but keep that in mind. Then, moving forward, last round. Now, it's building time. So, for building purposes, I can I have 8 denarii. I could be building this one. That's not a bad idea. But I really need to build, because it will get me 4 glory points. I need to be able to place my votes for therefore I see no alternative than to build the politics building, paying 5 denarii and gaining 3 glory points and adding 1 to my total, paying 5 denarii, adding 3 glory points. So 1, 2, 3 to my population. So it should be 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 plus 1, 6. Okay, good. Then I have 3 more denarii. Maybe I do build. I do build this one. I mean, I can have the medal. I can give 3 denarii to gain 1 point, but why not doing that? So I pay 2 denarii also to build 1 farm, increase my population, and gain 1 more glory point. Okay, it's a fully developed region, not to the level 3, but anyway, fully occupied at least. Then it's his turn, so he's building a politics building, so he's upgrading from level 1 to level 2, increasing the population all the way to 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 plus 1, 6. That's correct. And then we proceed to the action phase. I forgot to do the scheme. I could do a scheme because I have a scheme in front of him, so I can activate it, and I'm really planning to do so. So I do activate it. Okay, but what do I gain? Because if they lose, he cannot lose glory points, he cannot lose pieces, and he doesn't have any legions to relocate. So in any case, if my plots cannot be activated, I gain 3 denarii, and that's good, so at least I gain 3 coins. Okay, and this is flipped to the X side. Okay, there you go. Then, moving forward, we proceeded to the building phase. I build and he built, and then we move to the action phase, starting with me because the arrow is pointing towards me. So let's start first of all by building. I think I'm going to but I can only place 1 time here, so it's better. I cannot place more than 1 in this building since it's only level 1, so I can never gain majority. What I could try to do is I could let's scheme first, even though I don't care about scheme. Oh, I cannot scheme, they're all installed, so I don't have any scheme markers. So as it is, the last one at the end gains 6 glory points, then this one will give me 3, and this is gaining him so I should be aiming for the last point. So let's do that. But should I do it at the end? Because if he now puts an additional column there, he's 3 plus 1, 4, so he'll have a top 3 majority, and I will lose again 2 victory points. Yeah, I think it's safer to play now a follower there, add one of my votes, and bump him out. Like that. So, politics for Cassius, that means that he adds one of his markers and bumps mine all the way out. Unfortunately, I cannot play another politics action because I have only space for one, since it's a level 1 building. That means I cannot also build any more, so this is useless to me as well. I think I'm going to go for let's take one card. I didn't play a lot with trade cards, so I take one of the cards. When you place a follower, recruit 1 extra legion. Not really useful. Okay, doesn't do a lot. So he plays a card. Again, that hurts a lot. He bumps 1 more, so he gains 1 more over there. My turn. I don't have any need for military at the moment. Let's see how he reacts. What I do have a need for is coin. So let's send a follower there to perform farming and give me 5 denarii. So I gain 5 denarii. So he also performs a military action. So now it's payback time for him. So it should be Thrace, I think, of Macedonia. Sorry, the one I last placed. So he sends 1 legion there. And now it's my turn. I would delay and go for 1 glory point. Okay. So he plays again. And this is another column bump. But this is also bad because now he bumps the bottom and he has 3 on the top, so he gains majority. That means he forces me to lose 2 glory points. Now it's my final follower. I think I would do what? Now I can make 6, 9. I can gain 3 in the game. I can gain 3 glory points from this because I have this medal. So I'm giving 9 denarii to gain 3 glory points. 1, 2, 3. And then for my action, for my last follower, I think I'm gaining 1 more. That means unless I want to secure the 8 glory points. Anyway, okay. Yeah. Because if he has a military action now, he will send 1 there for sure. So I will lose 4 victory points. Let's risk. So I finish like that, and then it's his last action. I was right, but I didn't do it. I didn't follow through. So he's performing a military action, so he's sending 1 there, and that means that he blocks me because no one wins in ties unless they have the military medal, which none of us has. So there you have it. This is how the game ends, at least we can do, no, wait a minute, we do also taxation. I think I will do, if I do a double taxation, I will get 17. That means I can take 4 victory points. No, I do a single taxation, that means I take 7, but I only take 1 because I will convert the 6 into 2 glory points. Okay. And he doesn't do anything on taxation, no need to spin the board. And then I think we proceed to final scoring. So for final scoring, I think I'm going to lose the game because I only have 38 points, but anyway. 3 points for every Pantheon level build. I have 1 and 1, 2. That means I gain 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Earn the religion medal, which I do have. And I get another 4 glory points. But I don't have the farming metals, so I only get the 4 glory points, and 1, 2, 3, 4 from this. Then, once we scored that, the quests, should have scored them last, but anyway, it's first is how far you progress, then it's the military. I take 5 glory points here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Here I would be gaining 4. The asterisk is not included in a 2-player game, so it's 4, but we're tied, so no one gets anything. But here I'm gaining the highest number for 2-player game. The asterisk is ignored, the 10, so I'm getting another 5 for this one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and I reach 58 victory points. Then politics. For politics, normally this was going to be translated into based from bottom to top. Let me show you the scorecard. The bottom one will give 6 points, the yellow one will get 3, 5, 2 and 1, but the Cassius AI doesn't get any points from that. I only get 3 myself because I am 1 from the bottom position. So 3 more glory points for me from the column of the Senate. That's another nice source of 1, 2, 3 of glory points. So 61 at the moment. I need 9 more, which I don't think I'm getting, but anyway. Then trade. I don't have any trade cards. Oh, I could have discarded this one for 1 coin, and together with my 2 coins, yeah, I would gain 1 more glory point, because I have a 3-to-1 ratio for 3 coins to 1 glory point. I don't have any sets, neither does the AI to reduce victory points for me. So I gain victory points for my Pantheon. It has both at the level 1 a gold piece and at the level 2 a gold piece. Gold pieces each worth 4 victory points, not 5 that I mentioned before. So I gain, and all the pieces of the player's color worth 1 victory point. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 from the common pieces, plus 4, 9, plus 4, 13. That means that I gain 13 points. And I go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 points. Ooh, I got a lot of points from my Pantheon. And then I scored my quests already. I got 6 and 4 from these 2. And then the denarii. At the end, any 4 denarii is converted to 1 glory point. I have already a better ratio because I have the medal. So there you have it. My final score is 75 glory points, and I needed 70 to win Cassius. I barely managed to do it. I may even have cheated periodically 1 or twice without knowing it, skipping one thing to add, or maybe an action card or whatever. But you get the idea. You see how the game plays. Really fascinating as a solo mode. Very challenging. AI really plays well and emulates an actual real player. So it's important that you can also add him as a 3rd player if you're playing a 2-player game, and add an AI so that you can play a 3-player game, or if you're with 3 players you can add it and then play full house. So there you have it. This is the solo playthrough of Age of Rome. What a game! Amazing.